muttered Tesla, his hand deep inside the steel skin of the gentlefolk blacksmith. The secondary motivator has blown. This machine will not work properly again soon. The loud report of Lancelot's great rifle broke his concentration, and he looked up towards where the sound came from. There was a haze that could either be fire or some form of alchemancy obscuring much of the laneway ahead. By his side stood the elegant form of a gentlefolk housemaid, although this particular unit was clad in a thick leather coat over a badly scorched uniform. Interestingly, for a housemaid, she also sported a pair of long, well-made pistols. Tesla had heard of these so-called free gentlefolk, but had never had the chance to inspect one closely. The idea that one of his creations could become free of the automatic programming fascinated him, and when time allowed, he would most certainly enjoy both inspecting and talking to this unit. For the meantime, though, there was a skirmish afoot, and he needed to try and get this blacksmith, damaged by a shell from Bill Sykes' great pistol, back into the fight in some fashion. He again bent his concentration to the damaged automaton, reaching into one of the small hatches on Edison, his powered suit. He drew forth a small device. The tool was short, yet had many intricately manufactured tendril-like arms. He took a moment to wind a cog at its base, and as the tendrils sprung to life, he placed it swiftly into the open panel on the blacksmith's back. As the device disappeared into the darkness, a panel, covered in brass buttons and dials, arose from one of his armored sleeves. Tesla's fingers worked the panel, and deep within the damaged gentlefolk unit, clicking and whirring could be heard as the device did its work. With a sudden jolt, the blacksmith straightened up, and its eyes lit up with the characteristic aqua glow common to most of his kind. Tesla closed the hatch as the blacksmith took a faltering step. Within moments, the great construct was walking, albeit stiffly, towards the battle ahead. Tesla knew it was still malfunctioning and that it may not survive, but even a damaged number 42 model blacksmith was not to be taken lightly in a fight. Tesla smiled and gently stroked the intricate brass pigeon on his shoulder. "Time for me to join the fight, old girl," he said quietly. With that, he flipped open a brass cover and depressed a small red button. Edison whined as Tesla felt strength flow through him. He hoped the modifications to Edison would hold, but what is experimentation without testing one's theories, he thought, as he charged towards the melee ahead. Tesla was the first of its servants the engine called forth. It recognized his intellect and talent, and it planned to use his abilities to create ever more complex and efficient gentlefolk, so that it could later harness them as an army of sorts should it see the need. He is a brilliant and curious man, with a very particular talent for designing wonderful mechanical and clockwork creations. He is not fond of combat, but is willing to weigh in and do his bit when required. Recognizing this possibility, he designed a special armored suit he nicknamed Edison, that both protects him and enhances his strength. It is, however, a work in progress, and it is wont to malfunction from time to time when under stress. Tesla has genuine affection for most of the other servants of the engine, particularly Gretel, with whom he shares an interest in devices and mechanisms. He is happy to work in the service of the engine, and hopes one day to be able to inspect its workings more closely.